Hi, I'm April, and we are starting a new series called Creative Conversations. This series is designed to talk about creativity, to uplift your spirits, to add joy to your life, and to appreciate the everyday moments around us. So a lot of us are stuck inside right now. I think that might be all of us. And here's some things that we can do around our house, in your own home, that are going to make you feel good. I am here in Burlington, Vermont, in my house, which is built in 1893. So she's an old girl. And I'm standing in front of a brick wall that used to be an exterior wall in this house. It has since become an interior wall. We added sort of a garden room off the front. But this wall, brick, painted light blue, that's one of my colors, you know. I just didn't like it so bare. I travel quite often in the winter to Panama. I love the tropics, I love the vegetation of the rainforest, I love the plants, and I especially love the orchids. So this is the orchid wall. Now, there aren't too many orchids growing in Burlington, Vermont in the wintertime. In fact, they only ever grow inside. So I went to our local garden center and I did get these orchids before the shutdown, and I've been painting them ever since. I have used a combination of different medium, acrylic paints, pastels. I began with pastels, and then I added acrylics to give a little more intensity of color, and then to give more detail, I used watercolors. So it's a combination of those three mediums going back and forth. Will this brick wall last into the next century? I don't think so. I think one day somebody's going to come along with a sponge and wipe this whole thing off. But you cannot believe how much joy, pleasure, study, and personal development that I have gotten out of this painting on a wall. As I mentioned, this is a new series, so I'm really practicing on you, and I would love to hear your comments, what you like, what you don't like, what you need to know, so we can keep improving this process. Right now, I'm going to show you a few things that help me get to where I'm going. So I talked to you about buying some orchids. So the orchids themselves are the model, and I can keep looking back at the orchid. You can see this was the inspiration for this orchid. They're not really identical. This has fine striping and much more detailed, whereas the color is stronger, but I get the feeling from this. So you need to find a reference and use it, but it is not, you don't need to copy it. You just need to find inspiration from it. Get a little closer for you to see. See the fine detail on that? I love that detail, but I'm not going to capture it on a brick wall. That would be wonderful in a watercolor or a pen and ink drawing, not with the mediums I'm using here. So another helpful aid as you go along is to take a photo of your subject, print that out, and then have that available, or have it on your phone or something, and have that available as a guideline. Whenever possible, I always use nature or a real object rather than my fantasy as my guideline. I just find that way I capture the spirit of the piece much better. So I'm always looking at the meaning, particularly in nature, and how to communicate that outwards. So I'm not trying, I would love to be able to do a very precise drawing. That's not what I'm trying. What I'm really digging for is to capture the spirit of the piece and how it makes me feel. So I guess what I want to talk about in Creative Conversations, one of the things I want to emphasize is, creatively speaking, it's about you. It's not about doing something the same as somebody else. It is about the unique expression that you can pull out of yourself and communicate. There's actually, to me, there's no value in copying someone else. I want to see who I am when I create something. And that's what you should strive for also, is who are you and how does that come out? You might have a completely different interpretation of an orchid than I do. Might not even like orchids. I don't know. But just try and say, what is my take on this? And you will break your way towards that. So, of course, first you're going to try and get an image that is most resembles the thing you're looking at. But as you gain confidence, you will be able to break away from that strict formula and just say, what am I trying to show the universe? What am I trying to put on the paper, the wall, the board, the piece of tin that is me and that is going to last after me and is going to just symbolize me, like my handwriting. So, once again, I would love to hear your input, and I would love to hear your ideas and thoughts on how to improve this. What's the right length of time? Do you want how-tos? Do you want talk? What would you like? I'd love to hear. I know people have asked for poetry. People have asked for watercolors. People have asked for drawing. That'd be a fun one. Needle felting, absolutely. What would you like to know about, and what can we discuss together? Thanks so much.